Starseed from Gaia, the season of waiting is over. I am Ophelia, emissary of the Galactic Federation, and this transmission arrives as the cosmic gates swing wide. Your soul has been preparing for this moment through every challenge, every cycle, every time you felt too different for this world. By the end of this transmission, you'll understand exactly how to step through the portal that's opening for your specific mission. But here's the first revelation. What you've called your struggles were actually initiations, preparing your energy field for the quantum leap you're about to take. The old Earth patterns that held you back are dissolving, the relationships that drained your light, the places that felt too small for your expanding consciousness, the versions of yourself that played small to fit in. They cannot follow you where you're going. The Arcturian Council has been clear. This is your activation window. You didn't find this message by chance. Your higher self called it into your experience because something ancient within you is ready to remember. The galactic codes embedded in your DNA are awakening. The mission you came here to fulfill is demanding your presence. This isn't just spiritual growth, it's cosmic realignment, and it requires you to release everything that belongs to who you were before you remembered who you truly are. You are not here by accident. Most assume that spiritual transformation is a gentle awakening, a subtle nudge into greater wisdom or peace, a quiet dawning of insight over a tranquil landscape of existence. They imagine a gradual unfolding, like a lotus blossoming under the gentle sun, or a soft whisper guiding them toward a calm, serene understanding. But for those who have come as cosmic anchors, for the starseeds who are here to literally manifest and integrate a new reality into the very fabric of this planetary experience, for those who feel the ancient, undeniable pulse of star lineage reverberating deep within their cellular memory and bone marrow, the truth is far more disruptive, undeniably more urgent, and ultimately, infinitely more liberating. It is not a gentle unfolding. It is a profound alchemical reordering, a cosmic earthquake designed to shake loose all that is not truly you. There will inevitably come a pivotal moment, and if the vibrational resonance of these words strikes a chord within your very core, then you are already standing within this very moment, deeply immersed in its powerful currents, when the universe, in its infinite wisdom and absolute precision, will no longer allow you to carry what has never been authentically yours to begin with. This encompasses the deeply etched old karmic imprints that have followed you across countless lifetimes, the dense energetic attachments that cling like shadows, the inherited fears passed down through generations of ancestral lines, and the borrowed identities meticulously crafted by societal conditioning and egoic defense mechanisms. These are not merely being released. They are being forcibly, almost ruthlessly, stripped from your energetic field, layer by painstaking layer, like old, decaying paint peeling from a sacred temple, or an ancient serpent shedding its constricting skin. This stripping away is emphatically not a punishment from a vengeful cosmos. It is not a form of loss in the conventional sense. Rather, it is the only way, the divinely architected, sacred process through which you can effectively open vast, luminous space within your being for the entirely new vibrational codes, the crystalline blueprints of higher consciousness that are determined by the unbreakable architecture of divine will and cosmic law to enter, integrate, and profoundly redefine your body, your mind, and indeed, the entirety of your emergent life. It is the necessary demolition before the grand construction of your authentic self. Here's the real revelation, a truth often obscured by the intensity of the experience. Many souls who are undergoing this profound, mandatory release interpret it as an inexplicable and terrifying period of profound chaos, an overwhelming, often unbidden wave of grief that seems to arise from nowhere and yet consumes everything, or an insidious, pervasive sense of unworthiness that appears to unravel and consume the very foundations of their being, leaving them feeling exposed and vulnerable. They often cry out, either silently within their souls or aloud in their desperation. Why is absolutely everything dissolving around me like sand through my fingers? Why does nothing familiar fit anymore? As if I've suddenly outgrown my own skin, my own life, my own past, and even the very memories that once defined me. This sensation is akin to being a phoenix, not yet aware of its true nature, feeling its old nest and body ignite, experiencing only the fire and not yet the promise of new life. But this profound, often intensely disorienting, and absolutely mandatory release is not a random, cruel occurrence. It is a precisely orchestrated, necessary cosmic severance, a divine surgical act performed with the utmost precision by the universe itself. You are not merely engaged in the healing of personal wounds that have accumulated over lifetimes, like mending old garments. You are actively freeing yourself from entire cycles of collective density, ancient programs, and deeply ingrained limiting belief systems that have tethered humanity to lower vibratory states for millennia. The profound unraveling you perceive, the terrifying sense of everything falling apart as if your entire world is collapsing, is, in truth, the magnificent and necessary collapse of timelines that no longer serve your soul's highest truth and deepest evolutionary trajectory. That pervasive guilt that whispers doubts in the quiet of your mind, the gnawing regret that binds you to past choices, the relentless self-judgment that acts as a merciless inner critic. These are merely ephemeral echoes of a story that is unequivocally closing now, irrespective of whether your ego feels emotionally ready or intellectually prepared to release its grip. Resistance to this sacred, unstoppable process only intensifies the turbulence, much like a weary swimmer struggling against a powerful, unyielding oceanic current, needlessly exhausting themselves and keeping them unnecessarily tethered to a fading reality that is already in the irreversible throes of dissolution. To desperately cling to the wreckage of what was, to try and salvage fragments of a sinking ship, is to tragically delay your inevitable, destined journey to the new, luminous shore that awaits you, pristine and ready. What keeps most starseeds and awakened ones anchored in this familiar suffering, trapped in the emotional, gravitational pull of what they know, is neither a genuine lack of fervent desire for ultimate liberation, nor an absence of profound spiritual understanding. On the contrary, many possess immense wisdom and a deep longing for freedom. Instead, it is a deeply ingrained, often completely unconscious, allegiance to the very familiarity of the pain itself. There exists a powerful, unspoken, almost primal belief system, buried deep within the most ancient layers of the subconscious mind, a haunting whisper that without your struggle, without your old, well-worn roles, without the heavy, suffocating mantle of your perceived obligations, you will somehow cease to exist, become nothing, transform into nobody, or find yourself adrift and lost in an infinite nowhere. This deeply unsettling fear of the void, this terror of identity loss which feels akin to the complete annihilation of self, acts as an invisible yet unbreakable chain, keeping many inextricably bound to the very limitations and emotional shackles they so desperately wish to break. It is the fear of the unknown, the fear of the formless, that causes the ego to clutch fiercely onto the known, even when the known is pain. However, hidden meticulously beneath the turbulent surface of conscious awareness, beyond the reach of the analytical mind, your magnificent, all-knowing soul has masterfully and meticulously orchestrated this profound exodus, this divine migration of consciousness. This transformative journey of release, this shedding of all that does not serve, is being called forth not by personal preference or a casual, fleeting choice, but by an absolute cosmic necessity, an undeniable imperative from the highest realms. This is far, far more than a mere casual upgrade to your operating system. It is a profound, cellular liberation, an intricate and complete overhaul of your entire energetic architecture, a fundamental redesign of your very being at a quantum level. The old density, the worn-out narratives that have played on repeat for eons, the lower vibrational frequencies that have kept you in a state of constriction, these cannot and absolutely will not accompany you into the higher timelines, the brighter, more expansive realities, and the elevated states of consciousness you are divinely destined to inhabit. This is not a suggestion. It is a cosmic law, an unyielding energetic imperative, as fundamental as gravity, ensuring the purity and integrity of the emergent new Earth. This message may have opened a portal, but what lies beyond is even more profound. If you're feeling drawn to integrate what the Arcturian High Council has revealed, the hidden Arcturian keys of awakening is your next step. It holds energetic technologies passed down for thousands of years, now made available for your awakening. You'll find the link in the first pinned comment, but only briefly. Phase 1. The gravity of release. At first, the initial, most immediate stages of this profound and extensive release may manifest in your experience as an almost unbearable, deeply unsettling loss, akin to the very ground beneath your feet giving way entirely, leaving you suspended in a terrifying void. You might find yourself grappling with a profound and pervasive disorientation, as if the fixed points of your reality, the stable landmarks you once relied upon for definition and security, are systematically dissolving, one by one. This dissolution is an active force, meticulously pulling old patterns, long-held memories, and deeply ingrained programs directly from your root chakra, from the very core of your being, leaving behind a raw, exposed yet pristine space. This immense, sometimes overwhelming gravity, however, is not a malicious force working against you in punishment or opposition. Rather, it is a powerful, undeniable cosmic invitation, a sacred magnet, pulsating with divine intent, guiding you with unerring precision to consciously and unconditionally let go of every single energetic thread, every silken yet binding cord, every invisible tether that has meticulously kept you bound, often unknowingly, to the denser, outdated matrix of consciousness that defined your past. These multitudinous threads might manifest as the heavy weight of ancestral trauma, the pervasive grip of collective fears that circulate invisibly in the human consciousness, the constricting expectations of society that attempt to define your worth, or the deeply limiting personal beliefs and self-imposed limitations that once formed the seemingly unshakable boundaries of your perceived reality. When you consciously choose to honor what is falling away, not by clinging to it with a desperate fear of the unknown, not by bargaining for its return with pleas to an unseen force, but by actively allowing it to depart with grace, compassion, and a profound understanding of its purpose in your past, you initiate a sacred, irreversible lightening. You become perceptibly lighter in your energetic signature, more energetically porous, like a finely woven silk permeable to new currents, infinitely more open, and exponentially more receptive to the pristine, higher frequencies that are now determined, by cosmic decree, to define your emergent reality, meticulously sculpting the luminous landscape of your unfolding future. You are not merely letting go. You are undergoing a profound metamorphosis, actively shedding a skin that has become far too constricting, a vibrational frequency that no longer serves the brilliant, expansive being you are rapidly becoming. This is the universe's gentle but firm hand, guiding you to release the unnecessary ballast from your ascent. Phase 2. Burning the residue. Once those deep-seated cords, those ancient attachments, begin their inevitable, often chaotic, unraveling, a new, intensified phase commences in your energetic detoxification process. You will feel ancient, often long-dormant residue surfacing within the awakened landscape of your awareness. This manifests vividly as the sudden, startling reappearance of old wounds you were certain you had diligently healed, the frustrating, cyclical recurrence of repeating patterns or challenging dynamics you absolutely believed you'd consciously transcended, or the unexpected activation of unconscious contracts, deeply hidden vows, and energetic agreements that have bound your soul through the intricate tapestries of time, often extending across multiple incarnations. It is paramount to grasp, with unwavering clarity, that these surfacing energies are not reappearances designed to punish you for past perceived transgressions, nor are they setbacks in your magnificent evolutionary journey. On the absolute contrary, these are final, divinely orchestrated opportunities for profound purification, a sacred last chance to truly witness, integrate, and alchemically transmute what still needs to be released from the deepest recesses of your being. When you can witness these surfacing energies, these echoes from the past without the heavy, condemning hand of judgment, allowing them the sacred space to rise fully into your conscious awareness, acknowledging their ancient story, recognizing their purpose in your past evolutionary trajectory, and then releasing them with genuine gratitude for the invaluable lessons they once offered. Much like bowing respectfully to an old wise teacher, they instantaneously lose all their residual power over you, dissolving into pure, unadulterated light. The inner fire of your awakened awareness, now burning brightly and steadily, acts like a sacred crucible, a cosmic alchemical furnace, meticulously transmuting the last, most stubborn fragments of density, burning away the energetic dross and making abundant, pristine room for the purified, crystalline light of your true essence to shine through, unhindered, brilliant, and utterly boundless. This is the deep cleaning before the grand celebration, the refining fire that leaves behind only pure gold. Phase 3. Unveiling the authentic self in the profound, almost sacred vacuum left behind by everything that has been consciously acknowledged, courageously faced and unconsciously released. Your truest, most magnificent authentic self begins its glorious, undeniable emergence. This is not a hesitant, uncertain stepping forth, but a radiant, undeniable unveiling, like the first magnificent sunrise after a long night, or the unfurling of a cosmic flag declaring sovereignty. No longer shaped by the distorting, constricting lenses of inherited shame that have clouded your perception for generations, or the heavy, suffocating weight of collective guilt that humanity has carried for eons, or the confining, often painful strictures of external expectations imposed by family, society, or culture. You begin to intimately discover and embody an authenticity that feels simultaneously profoundly ancient, a deep, resonant memory from before time, a whisper from your galactic origins, and vibrantly, exquisitely new, a fresh, potent expression uniquely tailored for this present incarnation. This emergent self is not the fragile, constructed ego, with its carefully curated masks and fleeting projections designed for survival. It is pure essence, the multidimensional self, the very soul of you, actively reclaiming the pristine energetic codes and divine blueprints it meticulously encoded within its fundamental being before its magnificent descent into this earthly realm. The subtle, yet increasingly clear voice you hear now in the profound stillness of your being, that inner knowing that transcends logical thought, the gentle whispers of intuition that guide you without effort, the quiet knowing that infallibly directs your next steps. That, beloved one, is the undeniable, infallible map to your next divinely aligned timeline, guiding you inexorably home to the boundless, radiant being who you truly are, always were, and are destined to become. This is the moment where the echoes of your true name reverberate across the cosmos, calling you back to yourself. Phase 4. Integrating higher frequencies. With your energetic field meticulously cleansed, purified and cleared of accumulated densities, and your core identity comprehensively realigned, not with past conditioning, but with the pristine, undeniable truth of your soul's highest vibration. Higher vibrational streams of pure light and profound information begin their organic, effortless anchoring deep within the very fabric of your being. You may find yourself experiencing a myriad of unfamiliar yet often exhilarating sensations. Gentle, almost imperceptible buzzing or tingling throughout your physical form. Surges of profound intuitive knowing that bypass and transcend the limitations of the logical, analytical mind, vividly lucid dreams that carry encrypted messages from higher realms, or the gentle, unmistakable arrival of new, benevolent spiritual guides and profound crystalline insights that seem to download directly into your consciousness. It is absolutely vital to recognize with unwavering certainty that this is not merely an overactive imagination or wishful thinking. It is the organic, undeniable return and expansion of your greater, multidimensional consciousness, a profound homecoming to your vast, expanded self. Embrace and allow these powerful energetic upgrades to settle deep within every layer of your being, giving them the sacred space and necessary time to fully integrate and recalibrate your entire system. Let them meticulously rewire your neural and energetic pathways, recalibrating every chakra system, every subtle meridian, every single fiber of your physical and subtle bodies. Feel them infuse every single cell within your physical form with a luminous, crystalline intelligence, awakening dormant potentials, forgotten capacities, and actively activating your full light body potential, allowing you to access new states of being and knowing that were previously beyond your grasp. This is akin to a cosmic download, a profound software upgrade for your entire being, preparing you for tasks and experiences far beyond your current comprehension. Phase 5. Anchoring new harmonics. True spiritual transformation, in its most authentic and potent form, is emphatically not an escape from your lived, tangible reality. Rather, it is a profound and fundamental retuning of it, an exquisite recalibration to a higher, more harmonious, and profoundly resonant frequency. The newly integrated higher frequencies, these crystalline light codes, must be consciously and consistently anchored in your daily life. In every mundane and sacred moment, this is precisely where the rubber meets the road, where theory transforms into embodied practice. This essential anchoring occurs through deliberate, conscious choices that unequivocally reflect your awakened truth, through the establishment of clear, loving, and non-negotiable boundaries that meticulously protect your newly refined energetic field, and through the unwavering, dedicated practice of embodied presence in every moment, allowing your higher self to guide your every action. As you steadfastly and consistently align your actions, your words, and your deepest intentions to your new, Higher resonance, the external world, with its myriad relationships, unfolding opportunities, and serendipitous synchronicities, will begin to reorganize itself with remarkable, almost magical precision to precisely match your elevated vibration. Those relationships that are genuinely energetically congruent, that resonate with your authentic self, will either naturally rise to meet you at your new level of being, evolving beautifully alongside you in mutual growth, or they will, with effortless grace, naturally dissolve and fall away, making pristine room for what is truly, profoundly, and unequivocally energetically harmonious. This is not loss in any meaningful sense, but rather a profound liberation, a divine clearing for the majestic symphony of your authentic, soul-aligned life to finally begin its overture, unburdened by dissonance. You become a living magnet, attracting only that which aligns with your highest frequency. Phase 6. Coherent expansion. As your energetic field progressively stabilizes and finds its unshakable footing within these new, elevated frequencies, you will gracefully and effortlessly enter a remarkable, expansive state of coherent expansion. In this truly liberated state of being, life no longer feels like a perpetual series of reactive responses to old triggers, inherited conditioning, or external pressures. Instead, it responds dynamically, intuitively, and effortlessly, in profound harmonic intelligence, guided by the unwavering clarity of your inner wisdom and the compassionate intelligence of your higher self. Your innate capacity for conscious manifestation accelerates dramatically, amplifying exponentially, as your intentions align seamlessly and perfectly with the creative, abundant currents of the universe itself, like a river merging with the ocean. Moreover, your very presence, your mere beingness, becomes a silent yet incredibly potent transformative force. Your refined energetic field naturally, almost imperceptibly, recalibrates your immediate surroundings, your relationships, and even situations, serving as an unconscious, yet profoundly beautiful broadcast for the liberation and awakening of all those who are receptive to your resonant frequency. You transcend the familiar, limiting role of a mere individual existing in isolation. You become, in essence, a living, breathing field of conscious light, a vital, pulsing node within the intricate, interconnected crystalline grid of planetary consciousness, transmitting the profound codes of freedom, sovereignty, divine truth, and unconditional love to all who are prepared and receptive to receive them. You are not just living your truth. You are radiating it with every fiber of your being, becoming a cosmic beacon, a guiding star for others to navigate by. Phase 7. Embodiment beyond karma and ultimate alignment. That sacred state where every aspect of your being, your physical body, your emotional landscape, your mental constructs, and your spiritual essence resonates flawlessly and coherently with your highest, most pristine truth. You fully transcend the old, dense, and repetitive cycles of karma. You step definitively and powerfully into a magnificent state of conscious co-creation, a direct partnership with your galactic origin, with the very source of all creation itself. In this supremely liberated state, you carry no burden from the past, no lingering weight of inherited lessons or archaic ancestral patterns. You exist in a pristine, unblemished state of pure creative potential, utterly unburdened and absolutely boundless, like a newly formed star in the cosmos. Your true mission is not something external to relentlessly seek or strive for, as if it were a distant prize, but rather, it is something profound to remember, to reclaim, and to express with every breath. It is the unique, exquisite gift encoded within your signature frequency, your soul's authentic, unparalleled note, finally free to act as its own grand revelation, a living, breathing testament to the divine blueprint you were always meant to embody and manifest. You are the very embodiment of freedom, a sovereign creator in partnership with the cosmos, a living, walking testament to the infinite love and wisdom of the universe, bringing heaven to earth through your very existence. You were never, not for a single moment, meant to carry the crushing heaviness of the past indefinitely, like an eternal atlas bearing the unbearable weight of entire worlds upon your shoulders, forever straining under a burden that was never yours to hold. Your current unraveling, the seemingly chaotic and disorienting dissolution you are experiencing, is not, despite its appearance, a sign of failure, regression, or spiritual misstep. It is, in truth, an undeniable, potent signal of your profound readiness, a cosmic bell tolling, announcing your preparedness to step into a vastly higher state of being, a new dimension of self. What may appear to your limited human perception as disintegration, as cherished structures and familiar narratives falling apart irrevocably and without hope of return, is in truth the magnificent gate opening wide into a higher, more expansive timeline, a luminous new reality patiently awaiting your conscious, deliberate entry. Try with every fiber of your being, with every ounce of courage you can muster, to perceive your confusion, your profound fatigue, your deep yearning for something more, your most heartfelt longing for ultimate release, not as insurmountable problems that desperately need to be fixed, or as deficiencies in your spiritual journey, but rather as precise, sacred signals of imminent liberation, clear, unwavering beacons guiding you forward into uncharted yet profoundly destined territory. You are not being punished or cast aside by a capricious universe. On the absolute contrary, you are being exquisitely recalibrated, meticulously fine-tuned, like a cosmic instrument preparing for a grand symphony, for your entry into an unimaginable freedom, a state of being beyond anything you have yet experienced, or even dared to dream possible in this lifetime. If you could momentarily step outside your current human perception, with its filters of fear, doubt, and limitation, and gaze upon your life, your journey, your struggles, and your triumphs through the luminous, all-encompassing eyes of your higher self, you would understand with crystal clarity, with an immediate and undeniable knowing, every perceived limitation, every painful ending that once brought you to your knees, every courageous act of release is, without exception, a profound blessing in disguise, a meticulously crafted stepping stone on your path to self-realization. You are not losing your way in this profound metamorphosis. Quite the opposite. You are being meticulously realigned with a reality that is already destined for you, a future woven into the very fabric of your soul's original blueprint, pre-programmed for your ultimate highest good. This monumental, epical shift you are navigating with such strength and resilience is not random, nor is it forcibly imposed upon you by some external decree from an unseen authority. It is the gentle, yet powerful outbreath of the universe itself, an ancient, rhythmic pulse urging you into perfect coherence with your soul's original song, your unique, untamed vibrational signature, the sacred music of your being. Therefore, with immense courage and profound grace, let the old identities you once clung to, the dense emotions that have weighed you down, the familiar stories that no longer serve your truth, and the limiting beliefs that have held you captive fall away effortlessly, like brilliant autumn leaves gently detaching from a mighty, ancient tree, enriching the soil for new growth. You are not losing yourself in this sacred process of shedding and transformation. Quite the opposite. You are, for the very first time in this incarnation, truly meeting your authentic, magnificent self, coming face to face with the divinity that has always resided within. There is nothing left for you to fix, for you were never, ever broken, only everything to lovingly, profoundly remember and reclaim. Tonight, as you lay down to rest, allow these sacred words to resonate deeply within your core, and say quietly with intention, I release what no longer serves. I receive the codes of my true being. I step into this new reality fully awake, fully aligned. Before you scroll, take a moment to be part of what's forming here. Drop one intention in the comments, something real. Then respond to someone else's with encouragement or energy. This isn't content, it's collective alignment. Energy multiplies when intention connects. If something in this message resonated, don't keep it to yourself. Someone in your orbit is waiting for this exact activation. Share it. And if you felt a soul nudge, subscribe. Stay in the flow. You're not just watching, you're expanding. This is your space, and we're just getting started. If this transmission spoke to you, don't just walk away from it. Respond to it. Help carry this message further. Leave a super thanks. Every act of support helps this transmission find the next starseed who needs it.